Welcome to the Two Cool Parents Podcast with your host, Will and Shea.
Hey, y'all.
What's good?
Our podcast is for the cool but corny in all of us.
CBC.
Like, subscribe, rate, share. Tune in, y'all.
Let's go. And we're finally back.
Hello.
It's been a while.
Hey, guys.
It's been a long while.
Two Cool Parents Podcast back on deck. Hello.
Hello. Of course, your host, Will and Shea.
I'm Shea, by the way. Just in case you didn't know.
Just in case you guys forgot or didn't know. Yeah, we've been going for a long while. Welcome to season 2. Season 2.
Did we have a summer?
No, we had like a very long winter.
We had a winter break.
We had a long.
It was the long winter.
The long winter. The long days of night. Yeah. It's been a while.
It has. It feels good to be back, though.
It does feel good to be back. Just be prepared. This may be slightly long. We're going to try to keep it within, an hour, maybe hour 30 minutes, but we have some things to get off our chests. Just, give a little update. Talk about being parents again. Well, not again, but
parents of toddlers now.
Parents of toddlers and toddler and grown child. And all the jazz that's been going on since we last spoke, which was back in September.
Was it that?
I think it was September.
We didn't record all winter?
No.
Oh, wow.
We missed Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Women's International Month, Easter, Black History Month, Martin Luther King Day,
20th anniversary of every hip-hop album that came out.
I think we did that one.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No.
We missed Ice Cube's official Today Was a Good Day.
We did.
That's January 20th, I believe it is.
Guys, it's almost May. That's where we're at. That's where we're getting to.
Yeah, we've been gone, but it's been a long...
It is now Q2 of 2019.
Q2 of 2019. First month of Q2.
Yeah.
The first third of the quarter.
We're just getting back. But we're back.
We're back.
We promise to be back, guys. Thank you so much to all of everybody who's reached out, just our love, our supporters, everybody who's been like, can you guys come back? That makes us feel good when we see those posts.
Well, I haven't seen any of those.
Okay, I've seen them.
They must
all.
have been talking to you.
Yes, everybody has been asking, bring back the Two Cool Parents podcast. Well, guess what? We're back.
We're back. Yeah.
And apologies. The toddler is up. So you may hear him in the background doing all the toddler things that he does.
He's talking and calls from mommy and he knows the word no.
Yes. This is Christian.
This is Christian.
Yes. He'll be visiting soon.
Yes. So where did we last leave off? September.
Let's not go rehash last year.
Okay.
Let's start with present timeline.
Well,
what are you doing, Will? What are you working on now?
What am I working on now? Well, since we last spoke, of course, you guys all know that Shea and I both lost our jobs back in June. See, it still comes relevant. I have to go back.
But let's be brief with it.
Real brief. Well, we made it through. No, I'm next step. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Be real.
Okay, we'll be real brief.
Okay, got you. So yeah, got back to work. I was working at, and I would say put it out there, I was working at Comcast. I was selling cable. Selling cable and internet to customers. High speed internet, 400 megabits per second, or gigabit speed, whatever you want to call it.
And don't forget your handy dandy house phone, because it was a triple play.
Oh yes, yes it was. So let me just say, working at Comcast is definitely bomb. I was want to say that cable bill was love. A $30 cable bill.
What? I miss those days already.
$30 cable bill, but I am no longer working at Comcast. I'm working for another financial institution now.
You are gainfully employed.
With healthcare. Let me just tell you how my benefits are bomb. I just want to say that. Okay,
Thank you to Will's benefits.
Let me tell you how good it is. I have all 4 of us on my bill, and It's less than $180 a month. I mean, sorry, $180 a paycheck for all four with all the coverage, health, dental, and vision.
And it's good coverage too.
And it's good coverage too. So, I'm back. I'm back in the financial world. I'm not a banker for the first time in almost 10 years.
How does that feel?
It's a bit eye opening because I'm now seeing it from the eyes of when I was a banker and how the operations team looked through. And I have to now dissect everything with a fine tooth, pick and just make sure that they're staying in compliance and I'm in compliance and stuff like that. So
it's a little bit more of a microscope.
Yeah, a little bit more of a microscope, but it's an opportunity now for me to learn both sides of the financial industry. So I'm very, tremendously happy for that and very happy for that. But again, so I was working there. I ended up working at this new place, started back in February. But in the middle of that, it's just been up and down for the employment side of it. But I will say now it's, pretty smooth riding. It's a lot of great opportunity coming into this greater Philadelphia area for this financial institution. I'm not going to put it out there. If you are a friend of mine on Facebook, you kind of can see on my Facebook page of who it is. But it's a great opportunity. We have a whole bunch of new offices opening within the next couple of years, and a great time again for advancement in my career and others who I'm working with and a few others who I actually know who've come over to this institution. So it's again a great opportunity. I'm truly thankful. And
that's what's up, babe.
I can see myself going, either to Wall Street or somewhere down in, another financial capital in the U.S. and working with there, or even going abroad. So, like I said, it's a lot of great opportunities.
Let me ask you this, babe. With that, so tell us a little bit about just kind of the transition. So, when you were working at Comcast, you were kind of on a flex schedule. You worked the midday shift. You had to work weekends, both Saturday and Sunday. How does it feel back to be to a traditional schedule, 9 to 5 in an office, kind of downtown Philly? How's that transition that you've been doing for the past 3 months, 2 months?
Oh, going on 3 months.
Going on 3 months, Ben.
It's been very wild for me, especially because when I was working at Comcast, I had to work Sundays, and I haven't worked a Sunday in almost 10 years almost. It was really, really eye-opening. I was like, I'm here on a Sunday. Like Sunday, I'm used to waking up, going to church, or waking up, making breakfast, or eating breakfast, just waking up, just enjoying.
Shout out to Will's breakfast this morning. It was banging. Will's been in the kitchen a lot more, y'all.
I have.
He's been doing his thing. You found out I married a chef.
You did. Shout out to HelloFresh for making it easy for me.
You know what? HelloFresh needs to be the plug.
For real. HelloFresh. Hit us up.
We tagging y'all.
Yeah, right. But
if y'all want a free meal on us, let us know. We got mad coupons. B. It's been, but switching from times of the flex schedule to, here comes Christian. I can hear him. Here he comes. Oh gosh. Say hi, Christian.
He's trying to hide his face. Anyway, please excuse him. He's in the background as he's trying to hide. But it's been real. I was helping Shea out a lot because Shea actually got back to work herself and was, having to go into the office, and she'll explain more about that. But I actually, was able to work out my schedule and to be able to, hold on, Christian, want to say something? Say, hey, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
Say hello, world.
Say hello.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's all you got?
That's all you got, buddy?
That's all you got for the podcast world? Say two.
Say two.
No.
I see you know.
Parent.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
That's your thing? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was Christian, everybody.
That was Christian.
Send him his little Raffy.
What you was looking for. Here's Raffy, buddy. But yeah, I was working, 12 to 8 almost every day. It was a blessing for me to be able to, drop off, the kids and then get ready for work and then go in at 12. But I'm leaving work at 8:30, 9 o'clock. By the time I get home, it's time for everyone to go to bed. And I was, really in a place where it was just like, oh my gosh, this is, a lot of work. And then, I got an interview from my current employer, and that was something right in itself to try to get over to with them. So we now it's finally being back on the traditional almost 9 to 5, 9 to 6 o'clock schedule. Definitely early mornings, waking up like super early mornings, 5 a.m. up in the morning, getting ready, getting the kids ready, getting ready with Shea and getting out, dropping off one, dropping off two. And
Will is the drop offer now.
I'm the drop off. I'm the drop off dad. Both. Right. And then I just took London on her first, my first field trip with her as a chaperone. That's how you get
chaperone life.
Chaperone life. And then I took her to a little teddy bear reading thing at school. So now I have that time as a parent and as a husband to be around more and to help them out more. So yeah, it's he's not gonna reach. It's not gonna reach, babe. Is that all you wanted? Okay. So yeah. On headphones.
Christian's got his headphones on, guys. Oh, you want to talk now too?
No, well.
Okay. Hold on, Christian wants to talk.
Are you back, buddy?
What you got to say? Don't eat it.
Yeah, right. See?
You got to say something.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say what's up.
Say my name is Christian.
Say my name is Christian.
You just inspecting it?
Yeah.
All right, Christian. Well, thank you. When you're ready, come back. Oh.
So
he might be in the background, guys. So if you hear him, just let us know. You guys know how it is,
right?
We're the Two Cool Parents podcast, so we're always parents. Always parents first.
But let's see here. Shea, so explain to as Shay's trying to wrangle. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, I mean that's about it for the most part when it comes to that. But also between just going through and having to really rely on each other. Like we talked about a few episodes ago how Shea and I really became close with each other and relied on each other. It was definitely something big and something huge that helped us get through both being unemployed, going through the notions of unemployment process and trying to actually achieve ways to support our family. Me taking odd jobs, Shea catching every piece of odd job she possibly could to so we could put food on the table.
Working.
Right.
I'm
still working.
I'm not there quite yet, but
right. So, but I mean 2018 was really, we closed out 2018 pretty strong, I would say, and together with high hopes of 2019 being the, like we all say, next year's my year. Next year's my year.
No, we really believe that.
It's
and we're claiming it every day.
Like Shea bought me a book for Christmas. It was kind of How to Unfuck Yourself. I forget the author, but it was a way for like how to get out of your own mind and thinking about things. And for me, every day when I was going to work at Comcast, I was like in my way, like I'm never going to get out of this, or I'm going to be here. And then all of a sudden, like we're paying bills, but then we get the notice from the mortgage company that you guys haven't made any payments, and we're working with the mortgage company to try to get a modification, and we got put into foreclosure.
That was real.
And in that same process, in that same time,
I slept that entire week.
In that same time,
because that was right around Christmas,
right?
And like not being able to have, like, literally, you guys don't know, like when God comes through at like the 9th hour, it is the most.
The 11th
hour. It is the most satisfying feeling. Like, not only were we able to qualify for a loan modification in December,
Well, it's
we were
not
also able to buy Christmas gifts for our kids. Like,
right.
Just something as simple as that
Right.
made it even more special. Like, I had started planning and buying stuff like in August, in October, and putting little things away here and there because I just knew we wouldn't have a whole lot. So whenever we had something, we'd take a little bit and squirrel a little bit to the side and, put it aside for gifts and things. But it was like at that 11th hour, like it just all came through.
It was, Shea and I both saw from different perspectives. Like, as the head of the household and the man in the relationship and making sure we stay on course with things, I got very focused and very like, oh my gosh, what is this? Or what is that? But, I would say I'm very blessed to have Shea as my wife, my partner, and, my friend who...
I love you too, boo.
who, had my back and and lifted me up and when I was down and vice versa when she was. And it was just so much, love in our relationship right then and there. Like, we really... we said it episodes before. We're reaffirming it today that we stuck together at the right time. Like, we've been married going on 6 years.
Is it 6 this year?
It'll be 6 this year.
Ooh, coming up on that 7-year itch.
Right.
You stuck with me now.
For real.
No, it's never like that. Like, I know where Will's going with this, and I definitely believe through this past year, even through this year, we've just been really reaffirming each other. Really being the support for each other. Right. And even when we don't see eye to eye, this past week I've been dead wrong. And I had to come, and apologize. And, Will was right there to be like, you know what, I appreciate that. And, I apologize too for reacting a certain way. So it's all about communication, really and truly.
It is. So, Shea, give them a little update about what you've been up to, since whenever. And it's my turn to take care of Tristan. So go ahead, Shea.
He probably needs some more snacks. Since you guys have talked to me, one of the things that I've been working on is, I previously had a contracted job. And it was, doing pretty well, but it just didn't pay enough. And if you guys, I don't know how many contractors we have out there, when you are contracting, you try to negotiate the best rate. And at the time, it was my first time really like getting out there myself, negotiating a contract for, a 9-to-5 job. And so it was, I thought I did a good job. But at the end of the day, when you take out taxes and all that stuff, it's like, dang, you just, you don't have enough to cover all of the essentials. So, I was always looking in the back of my head for like the next opportunity, the next gig. I never wanted to get stuck. I never wanted to be, just relying on this one thing for, because there's no growth in comfort. And so being able to step out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit differently that's challenging is what I'm always looking and aspiring to do. So I had the amazing opportunity just dropped into my lap to work in New York for a short contract. And we know it was a short contract. There's a possibility for it to extend, but in the end, it decided, for whatever reasons, they decided, that it would be a 2-month contract. And so here it is, coming at the close of a 2-month contract. I had a ball. I had a blast. I love it. It was amazing. People are like, how do you commute from South Jersey to, New York? I literally drive I drive about 30 minutes to the train station. On Mondays, it takes a little bit longer because everybody's coming back from the shore. But I normally drive about 30, 45 minutes to the train station, hop on the train, and then it's literally an hour and 5 minutes. That is the full commute from, the train station to New York City. It's an hour because it's an express train, so it only makes a couple of stops. And it's amazing. Like, it is great. That hour is my time to get myself together. I feel more productive. I'm calmer. I'm like not rushing. I feel good. I can text. I can read a book. I can catch up on my coloring, which has become my pastime. I can schedule things that I need to do my follow-ups that I need to do for my external businesses, set things up, and just have a productive day. Like that hour on the train it's me time, and that's so important. One of the other things I love about that whole commute is once you get into the city, it's like a whole different buzz atmosphere. I work down on Wall Street. And so it's just a great area to work in. One of the things that is a downside to it is just a long day. So my day starts at 5:30, wake up, and I'm home at 8:30 or 8 o'clock. And so it's like Will is with the kids. I wake up with the kids and get them ready because I don't have to be out the door until about 7:05. But being able to see them when they come home and just talk about their day, by the time I get home, I'm just ready for food and go to bed. Luckily, it's every other day. So it's not, I get days off in between. Previously, it's 2 days, but I'm picking up an extra day as we close out the end of the contract. And now I'm on to my next contract. So, if any of you guys are listening and know anybody looking for a temp social media marketing person, I am your girl. They have to pay well, though. That is my caveat. They definitely have to pay well. We got bills to pay in this house. So, yeah, that's kind of been it. One of the other things that I've just been looking forward to is wedding season. So as many of you know, I'm a wedding planner, coordinator, things like that. This is my busy season. So every weekend I'm out and about with brides, doing different things, working on different things, doing touch bases, getting together, planning things out, and just moving forward with the wedding season. So wedding season for me is about April to now it's gone into October, November is wedding season. So it's been really busy wedding season. And I know Will is picking back up his soup business, here and there, trying to work things out to get, his soup business a la carte, because he's only taking it on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back, baby.
Had to pop some popcorn.
So yeah, I let everybody know what I've been working on and my contracts, and put in my caveat that I'm looking for a new contract ASAP.
Contract and full employment.
Yep.
Why you keep going contract? I have a question.
It is a contract position.
I have a question for you, and this is us getting real, because we're not going to talk about it. And as usually as in a relationship, us as men, we deal in certainties. Just like as for women, you have the insecurity that you want security in your life. So why? And this is the real conversation I've been wanting to have with you for a while. I'm going to have it.
Why do I keep going for contracts?
Why do you try to keep going for this whole contract thing? What's up with? Why can't you give? I understand this is 2019. The work is different from years ago, but what's wrong with finding a permanent job? So
there's nothing wrong with a permanent job, babe, as long as it pays well. The thing is, social media marketing and marketing in general is a very transient positions. And so just being flexible, a lot of companies are testing out kind of this social media role. So it's temp to perm. A lot of companies don't do or are still trying to figure out what their digital strategy is. And so as this digital communications is literally a brand new field. It hasn't been in existence except for probably like the past 10 years. I don't even know if it's that old. And so you have an onslaught of people who are marketing professionals who are moving into this digital content role. What does that look like? It looks differently. Like for instance, as a banker, you can walk into any banking financial institute and you understand the exact role that is required of you.
For the most part, yes.
For a digital strategist, it varies by company. It's so vast. It's so encompassing, which is why it's so competitive, number one. Number two, it's also the first one to get fired. Let's be honest, the marketing team is always the first to go when a company downsizes. Number three, it's always one of the ones that is fulfilled by someone usually within the company already. Either it's a communications person or they have a graphic designer that also freelances as kind of the social media person. So companies are now starting to realize we need to get ahead of this social media platform. We need to be on it. We need to market to it. There's a whole thing called influencers. And so there are people like myself who are trying to get into this this digital space. And right now, it's not a solidified, solid career space. So to answer your question, why is it that I'm always looking for contracts? It's because contracts are usually higher paid because they're short term. Whereas when you're with a company, you may be hired to do, this is just an example, you may be hired to be their marketing person, their marketing manager. Mm-hmm. In that marketing manager, you report, there's a whole bureaucracy, but you're in charge of one aspect. And that one aspect is maybe you work on not necessarily posting, but you do, work with digital ads or ROI, you do reporting. So a digital strategist is the one who would actually do all of those different avenues and things. And that's my expertise. That's where I want to go into. And so finding those roles is hard. Finding those roles as a Black woman is equally hard. And then being able to have a real conversation with you guys. So my pedigree is groomed to, it's like an agency. So we are very, I spent 10 years working for a company that was very conservative, very, what's the word I'm looking for, babe?
Conservative.
Rigid.
Rigid, yeah.
And so that is kind of my background, my expertise. And so I'm finding out in interviews, I come off a little too polished. I come off as a know-it-all. And so y'all know that's who I am. But so, a good friend of mine was like, hey, just learn to soften it a bit.
You can be a little bit rigid, and I can tell.
So learning to dial that back a little. She was like, turn on that Southern charm that you have. The charm that comes across in the podcast. It's funny because she said that. She was like, bring that person to the interview. That's what you lead with. You lead with, your podcast, and you tell them, this is what I do. This is one avenue that I do. But I'm still the best candidate for the position by being, X, Y, and Z, and being able to do this and speak to this and being able to, manage your ROIs and all those other things. So I'm learning in this position, babe. I think we've talked about this. There's really no mentors for Black women in this role. It's hard. I mean,
and I'm glad you clarified it because, for me looking in, I'm just like...
Thank you for asking.
Yes. I'm like, okay, Shay, I need you to, mortgage payment's going to be due soon. I mean, especially coming from what we came from. Into 2019 is just, as anyone who's been in this predicament or situation or whatever you want to call it, all right, we got to make sure that, we execute boom, boom, boom to have this and to make sure that, this is taken care of. Then we'll worry about the next day. So that was my worry.
And it is one of those things that I worry about too. I just wanted to let you know that this is something that I'm really good at. It's something I love coming to work every day to do. And when you have that love and drive and passion for it, you should pursue it. It's just my realm is so new.
Did you tell the people where you're working?
I didn't give them a name, but
you're in New York City.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We talked about the commute and all that. And yes, so, being able to say I worked basically the entire 95 corridor from DC to New York is pretty dope.
Definitely. That's just why I'm the super dad now, drop-offs, pickups.
Yeah. Being able to just speak to that is so amazing that, it's a new realm. And so, as much as we think about social media, we feel like it's been around. It hasn't. I was doing social media for a company in 2007 before social media was really anything. Mm-hmm. It was a learning curve. And so I learned a lot. And now I'm learning even more. So it's one of those ever-changing, it's a super fast-paced position. I don't want to say position, but it's a super fast-paced industry. And so being able to stay on top of the trends, being able to be, real time, real talk, all of this stuff, it's a lot for a company. And so I understand why they take such, precautions with how they grow that department.
All right.
So now, and I will say this, babe, I now have both communications and marketing on my resume, which makes me a more well-rounded candidate.
A double-edged sword.
Absolutely.
There it is.
So I can write your CEO letter, and I can also tweet about it. Ta-da!
Boom. So
Hit me up. I need some employment soon.
there you go. So put it out there. You know, we're open to travel.
Yeah, I'll take a position in, Chicago or LA.
Just give
As
me
long as they pay.
Just give me the May 4th. That's my 90 days.
As long as they pay, I'm good.
Right. So that's pretty much the update. 2018 was this. We went into foreclosure, but we ended up getting out of it. We made the 3 months payments. Where 2019 we're modified. We're got a new payment, so we still have a roof over our head. Amen. We got a car repossessed. We did, but we got it out the same day. Because I made the payment. I got the payment in, but they never processed it, so we got that back. So blessings.
There's just been blessings along the way. Like,
it's just coming at the 11th hour.
Yes.
We've been praying. So so back to the book. You got me a book called How to Unfuck Yourself for Christmas.
That you haven't touched.
I read 2 chapters, but let me tell y'all something. I started reading the book, but in the middle of me reading the book, like 2 chapters in, I heard a voice talk to me and say, "Put the book down and come talk to me." And ever since that day, I've been praying every day without ceasing. Every day.
Like every day.
Every day.
And now we pray together just about every other morning. We try to make it every morning.
But every other morning, we're on the phone. As I'm going to the train, as I'm driving
up 295, getting ready to go to the train station.
We're both going to the train, or I'm going to an office. We're praying together. So that has strengthened our relationship. That has brought us together.
Definitely.
And our Pastor Ted, shout out to the family church.
Where you belong. Did I say that on the right cue?
I don't know. Even had I think he's closed up the sermon today. We didn't make it in today. Shay's been under the weather. I don't know if you can tell from her voice, but
I'm sick, y'all.
But how resurrection isn't just one day; it's a lifestyle going forward. So, if you ever get a chance, listen to Pastor Ted Winsley's podcast, the Family Church podcast, where he goes over his sermons. But resurrection is not just a day; it's a lifestyle. So we've been living these words of affirmation, just trying to push ourselves to be, living that lifestyle, to be better, to know that, today might be bad, but tomorrow's going to be even better.
Ooh, I received that.
Going back to the Chance the Rapper song, when praises go up, blessings come down. That's not a Chance song, but, just think of the melody as you put it in your head. But, it's just all that's been happening since, we've been let go from our jobs back in June of 2018. So we're coming up to a full year of almost redemption within it.
Yeah.
A full year of redemption, And
I feel like we've definitely grown. We found a new love for each other. We found a renewed strength, I think, in each one of us. And I think we've been accepting of each other a lot more.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to, like, Will just, gave me a Q&A about this position. But, we've allowed each other to grow independently as we grow together. And I think that's really important for relationships, is that you just be there to support each other, and being that support for whatever.
Right.
A Will allowing me to take this position, like, even though we knew it was temporary, we still hoped and prayed that, it would be permanent. But we still understood that even if it wasn't, something better was going to come. That God wasn't going to leave us or forsake us. I always I always say the 23rd Psalm. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. That rod and that staff, they comfort me all the days of my life. And that is so true. Like, we can't keep stressing this enough. Like, there has been a true connection throughout this whole process. And I say sometimes God breaks everybody down to the core, to the studs, to the bare minimum. He will never give you more than you can bear, but he will break you all the way down so he can build you back up in the way that you need to be. And I think that's what Will and I are going through. We are being transformed throughout this process and becoming better parents, better partners, better friends, better people for each other, for our friends, for our family, and setting examples, becoming leaders, because ultimately he's using us for a bigger purpose.
Correct. And there's a quote I saw at work on the board one day. It was like, the load didn't break you, it's how you carried it did.
Absolutely.
So we've been, through a lot. So that's where we are today. Today, I mean, and I think we were kind of rewarding ourselves because we had that wedding in Vegas.
Oh, you talked about it. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, I didn't bring it up yet, but I thought you did.
No, we're going to Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to Vegas. First time going to Vegas.
Will is crossing the U.S. time zones. He's crossing 2 of them, guys.
Right.
For the very first time, Will is actually going bi-coastal. He is seeing the Pacific Ocean for the very first time. So
hey, I mean,
that's dope.
I mean, I have a passport, but hey.
But I think it's dope. Like, sometimes you got to get out your
very
own.
rare get a chance to go. I mean, that's just almost like I'm so glad that you're in my life, because if it wasn't for you and you like, all right, babe, we're going. No, flights are booked. We're going. Okay, we're going.
But I figured out an even better way to go.
Yes.
I did. So we're going to Vegas, but we're flying into LA. And the reason why I did that, because I was just like, oh, it's always cheaper to fly into LA. But I said, you know what? There's something that Will loves to do, and that's drive. Seriously, Will loves to drive scenic routes and then talk about the scenery.
And what I saw in the scenes.
And so I was like, there is no better way to experience the United States than to actually drive it. I've driven cross country. Well, I didn't drive. I was like 4 when it happened.
But you've been cross country in the car.
But I have. My parents drove from Virginia to California. Why? I don't know. And back. I just remember that Texas was a really big state. We woke up in Texas. We went to sleep in Texas. We woke back up in Texas. We went to sleep in Texas. I felt like we were in Texas forever. And then it was like we were in California. So I was like, wait, what? Are there more states in between? But it was an amazing experience. And so if I could share that with Will, if I could just share a little piece of LA with him so he can actually just see and touch and feel and be like, you know what, this is dope. I might want to make roots here, or maybe this is just the energy is good. I felt a good vibe just to experience it. I think that's the whole thing. And being able to drive into Vegas. And neither one of us have been to Las Vegas before. I've flown over it, so I've seen it, but I've never been there, like on my feet on the soil.
I'm just looking forward to having an awesome time. I mean, a good friend of mine is getting married. I'm doing his suit. Shay got the chance to become the wedding coordinator. So it's, us putting our powers together to make a great event for the couple, and staying with family out there. We actually had a conversation with my cousin yesterday.
That was great.
And she was like, oh, y'all can come kick it whenever y'all want to, stuff like that. And then I have, a good friend who I used to work with who lives out in the area too. Then we're going to try to stop past my godbrother who's on Edwards, and then
we're making a vacation out of it.
We're out there for 5 whole days. So, I'm not trying to, just sit and wait for Shay. Like I want to have fun. And I got a luxury car for very inexpensive price through my job's discount. So I'm really happy about that. So we're going to be rolling in style when we pull up into Vegas. It's only less than $300. I was like, yo, this is amazing. Less than $300
for a whole week.
For 5 whole days. So again, like, we're rewarding ourselves by doing that. I mean, it's work. We're working, but it's a reward for us. It
really is, because we haven't been anywhere in
almost 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years since we bought the house.
Yeah,
we went to Aruba.
We're gonna go back though. We said we were gonna go back, so we're gonna go back one day. And Aruba it out, but we're gonna do it big this time.
If we do Aruba, we gotta go to the Soul Funk Festival drink. I want to do that.
Yeah,
do that. And then when we did Aruba, we did Airbnb, so we had to have buy our own food.
It was dope though.
It was cool.
That pool was amazing.
Saltwater pool.
But
we want to make sure we do all inclusive this time.
So listen, guys, we just want to thank you guys so much for supporting us. We're not closing out yet, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported us through this process.
Prayed for us, supported us, checked in on us, all of that. Like, it was truly amazing for the love and everything.
We're not out the water yet, but we finally feel like we've turned the corner.
We're out the deep end. Now we're in the waist. waist high.
We're in 4 foot of water.
Waist high. Well,
We can actually enjoy it.
That's still deep for you because you're short.
Shut up.
But we
You
waist
short too. You ain't that much taller. than me.
Hey, I'm 5'10" in my Timbs.
You gonna wear Timbs in the pool?
Yeah, son. Straight up, B. Wear my Timbs in my pool. Or straight butters.
Anyway. Don't you get in no pool with no butters. Yeah, if Will gets into the pool with some butters, y'all know I'm like gonna Instagram, Snapchat, all of that, so y'all can see how corny this is.
Get in the pool with butters and some Nike Elite socks that come up to you right below your calf muscle. It's like, yeah, I'm here, B.
With a wife beater. That might be kind of sexy though.
Oh, see, look, Shea trying to make another baby. That's how we got a son.
Will is a firm believer that the way you get a son is you put on some Timbs and some trap music.
There you go, boom. And no Henny. Don't drink any Henny. Don't even drink. Just go for it.
Speaking of which, guys, I just want to let y'all know these next few years are the 20th anniversary of probably the best trap music. We
are stepping into trap music history right now.
Yes.
It's about to to 2000s.
This is 99 to the 2000s in the words of Juvenile.
Well, we celebrated, Juvenile and
back that behind up.
Back that ass up. But we had to celebrate.
With some back bad.
We had to celebrate 3 6 Mafias.
I don't know if our audience knows what that song is, but yes.
Well, so if you
Sandos,
Slob on My Knob. Which is, again, we have to celebrate
Sorry
that.
for all my church listeners who out here.
I mean,
this is trap music.
It's trap music. I mean, hey, look, everyone has a past, okay, before we became who we are today. So, I mean, Slob on My Knob, I didn't hear that song until the first time I stepped on the Hamptons campus, just like I didn't hear Laffy Taffy. So, we have a couple more years till we celebrate Laffy Taffy.
Meanwhile, me and Asian, I think his name was John, who worked at the school, at the outlet together. We were out there jamming to a 3 6 Mafia concert. I had to be 17 years old at a 3 6 Mafia concert. Yes, I was raised in the South.
So, there's a lot
I saw T.I. in concert when he had trap music.
Oh, but you guys celebrate T.I.'s album is up for celebration too in a couple of years.
I think so.
What was the first one?
03?
That joint where he was where he sounded like Tip, like he was rapping fast and I'm he had that one joint with Beanie Man. That was my joint.
Oh yeah, he did have an album before trap music.
Yeah, so we're coming up to a lot of anniversaries for that,
and this is dope. Just Pharrell this weekend had his
Something in the Water Festival.
Something in the Water Festival.
Hov came out.
Did the B side in New York on Friday,
and he also showed up to the Something in the Water Festival. Then Beyonce.
He was there?
Yeah, didn't Beyonce show up too?
I don't know.
Oh.
Shout out to Beyonce's Homecoming releasing on Netflix. Let me just give a shout out to HBCUs. If y'all have not shown your kids or been exposed to an HBCU, now is the time. It is amazing. And this is just across the board. Black, white, brown, indifferent, green, purple, blue, orange. Whatever you identify yourself as, the HBCU is for you.
Factual.
There is just so much history, culture,
and support,
diversity, support. It's a lot, and it's one of the things that I hope truly our legacy, the HBCU legacy, continues. Both my parents are proud products of HBCUs, Hampton and Virginia Union.
My mother attended
Bennett College. There's just so much love and support, and I think it's amazing. Experience for anybody to go to. Will and I met at Hampton University, for those who don't know, which is an HBCU in Virginia, and so the Hampton University,
the standard of excellence, the illustrious Hampton University.
I'm doing the Hampton High. It's a culture within itself, and it's so funny. You could be anywhere in the world, and when you see a fellow HBCU that went to your HBCU, it's immediate love.
Well, not just that, especially if they went to your HBCU, but one of our new members who joined the firm was a former Eagle. He played for the Eagles. He was drafted by the Lions, played for the Eagles, played for the Cowboys. Then I looked him up. He went to FAM. And I was like, oh, HBCU love. And I was like, oh, what's up, FAM? He was like, what's good, HU? You know what I'm saying? And then one of the young ladies at work, too, She's like, ain't you went to Howard? I said, no, don't disrespect me like that. I went to Hampton. And she's like, oh, I went to Spelman. I was like, all right, cool, boom, there you go. Like, it was just,
it's all love.
It's all love. It's all love.
And just so to go back and clarify, T.Album's first album was trap music. The one that I went to his concert was Urban Legend, which was in 2005.
Yeah, trap music.
Urban Legend is the one with ASAP and
that's
You Don't Know Me.
Oh, that's when he.
But trap music was 24s. Let's Get Away, Rubber Band Man. Yeah, that's trap music.
Oh yeah, that was the joint right there. So, what else is going on? Oh, Game of Thrones is out. Game of Thrones.
Are we segueing into part 2 now? Have we wrapped up everything that we want to talk about?
I mean, have we? I mean, side note. Okay, so back to the whole thing with us, going through. I will say this: we've been very fortunate that our children have not felt the effects.
Amen.
Very fortunate for them not to feel the effects. They've been shielded, by us.
Except for London cannot get her ice cream when she wants.
Right.
She always, at the most inopportune time, says, "Mommy, we don't have any money to get ice cream." No, we don't.
She's been read into parts of it, but not so much. But she's been in our corner. London has been like, "Daddy, you going to work today? Oh, I'm so glad you're going to work today. I'm so glad you got a job back." And she was there with us. We've cried with her. She's
prayed with her,
played with her.
We don't keep things from our house, from our kids.
We've been able to, in the sense of playing with her, we've been able to shield her from that, like going to the park or the village reached out and for her birthday got her a bike. Her godparents, and thank you to all the godparents who've been blessing the children so much. Linda got a bike. Christian's new godfather actually got him a Power Wheel, an Audi TT RS8. I'm so excited. Driving better than us. I'm white. Oh man, I'm like,
your son is nice.
Thank you, Jay. I gotta now keep high standards for my son, for him to get an Audi for his first car officially.
You better take this Toyota RAV4 and still be here in the driveway.
Right.
Push it.
Let's see what else. But we've been fortunate to really keep the kids safe from a lot of it, and been happy and sad and all that. But it's just been again amazing, and just want to say how good God is with that. So, yeah, that was that. What else?
All right, now as we segue into part 2.
So a little pop culture and stuff like that. Again, we were all still praying for the family in Nipsey Hussle. I think that when we go out to LA and we fly in and we're going to drive out to Vegas, we're going to probably stop by the marathon and pay respects and stuff like that. I will say this: I'm one of the few who was listening to Nipsey in the beginning. I kind of fell off a little bit. I kind of went back into my alternative jazz, hip hop, and house music for a while. But when we found out that he was murdered, and it really hurt because he was a good brother who was really trying to spread positivity and rebuild his neighborhood and whatnot, utilize his platform to be good for where he came from. So we'll probably do that. What else has happened? Of course, the stuff with the churches here in the United States going on. It's a lot of craziness going on with that. And of course, we found out Notre Dame had burned due to electrical fire, quote unquote. Game of Thrones is back. What else? I mean, there's so many things that we can.
I'm just ready for our emotional part of the conversation as we get into season 8 of Game of Thrones and, of course,
Avengers
Endgame.
So, but yeah, let's led up to this. Again, we're going to be back and forth on a little bit on our episodes coming out. We're going to probably not be able to do every week because, as you can see, Christian requires a lot of attention. Usually we try to do it when he's asleep, but sometimes he can feel it if we're not around, he'll be up. But if we're not able to do every week, we'll be every other week. But we'll discuss things that have gone on, what we feel about them, how it reacts to certain things, stuff like that. So, but again, we're back officially.
We back.
Season 2, episode 1, 2 Cool Parents.
Are we signing off?
No, not yet. So Game of Thrones real quick.
Okay.
Game of Thrones, we're back. We're going into episode 3, which, airs. And when this comes out, we're going to see what happened when the
We'll
night...
do a follow-up.
We'll do a follow-up because now the Night King is, knocking
The
in...
Battle of Winterfell, what we've been waiting for the past 8 seasons.
8 seasons, almost 10 plus years.
Yes.
Arya got naked.
You just wanted to say that on the podcast.
It was weird. That was really weird. It was like, oh my gosh, turn it off.
It was like your little sister.
It was like, she's 22. I've seen her since she was 12, and that was really weird. Really weird. But so strong salute to Maisie Williams. Adding more depth to her character.
Everybody has definitely grown a lot.
John found out he's Aegon Targaryen, 6 of his name. Who's coming? Little one or big one?
You should see his like a little expression right now. He has his hand over here. He said, "Excuse me."
Hey, buddy. You can come in, but you gotta sit down.
Did he just slide in the home plate?
He did. I got a little baseball player, guys. Let's go. Guaranteed money. Shh. Quiet time. No.
He is hype. What did you give him?
I gave him some popcorn.
Oh, okay.
And a little bit of juice, but a whole bunch of water. So I cut it. No. Can you catch him before he turns it on? Can you catch him?
I got him.
So yeah, we're not going to put the end game spoiler out just yet. We're going to give folks a little more time to go watch it. I think we'll probably do a follow up in about a couple days just to go over that, because I think that
we emotionally have to get ourselves ready.
We have to emotionally get ourselves ready because there's a lot happening in game, and we're just going to say it that way before anyone else watches it, hears this and whatnot. But yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
I mean, this.
Oh, Christian wants to talk now.
Say hi, buddy. Say hi.
Say what you doing. No, don't hold that part.
Yeah, don't do that.
Say what you doing. Say hello.
Wait.
Can you hear me, buddy? Say hey.
Say hello.
No? No? Okay.
Point.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back. We're officially back.
Yeah. So as we close out today, we just want to again subscribe, rate. Want to thank everybody so much for hanging in there with us, and we'll definitely have a lot more to come soon. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely share our podcast with friends, family, coworkers.
Yeah.
2 Cool Parents Podcast. That's the number 2 Cool Parents Podcast. Thank you, Christian.
Yes, please subscribe, share.
All our information will be in
All information will be where it usually is. You'll see it as Christian wants to be on the track.
Say, listen to the track.
And on that note, we out.
Say 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, peace.